Hey y'all, what y'all doing? How was y'all day today? You know it is Monday. You know Mondays are kind of tough for some people. They don't really like Mondays. They don't like them. But I would say I'd be grateful for Mondays. You know why? Because it reminds you just how great the weekends really are, right? I mean, come on. There's a positive to everything, right? So I'd be grateful for Mondays because it reminds me how great the weekends are. So, it is what it is. But hi, I know I look a mess. Y'all see my hair? There's nothing in it today. I'm having a rough day. My hands are hurting. I'm really bad today. And so I haven't did do anything with my hair and I have on a sundress, just a throw on house dress that I wear around the house because it just wasn't a day for buttons and none of that fun stuff, not with my hands. So for those of you that don't know, I have rheumatoid arthritis. And I have it's pretty bad. It affects my heart and my eyes and my skin pretty bad. But, that's okay. A lot of the meds I take affect my skin too. So it's a little difficult sometimes, but, you know, you live, right? That's all you do. That's what I do. Every day I just push. I realize that I have a purpose, and that purpose cannot be fulfilled if I don't do something. Even if all I do is get up and get dressed, whatever that may be. Some days it has to be stuff like this. Most of you wouldn't even have seen me today if I wasn't doing my live, but it's one of my days. It's my Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So on Mondays, it's what I do. But so you caught me on a day when I do not feel well. I'm hurting my hands and things. So, but anyway, most days are good. There's a lot of stress. Hey, if any of my family is on here, can y'all tell me if y'all see this screen jumping or if it's just on this end? Because it is not being still at all. And it's not me. So I'm not sure what's happening. But anyway, so I wanted to talk about a couple of things. So today, I don't know how many of you watched Ron DeSantis, that's the governor of Florida, his live today, this morning. It's usually in the afternoon, but it was live this morning. Anyway, he was at Tampa General Hospital, and he had all the top names was out there. The emergency room doc, who's over that department, different, just different. The they are the people was there, and they were saying they were going to start back doing elective surgeries on May 11th. So, I guess they fixing to open up some stuff. They were talking about, okay, thanks, Misha. They was talking about if what they, like different things, how they were going to go forward and stuff. And one of the doctors there was talking, and I was listening to him. And one of the things he said is that this weekend, him and his wife went out on their boat. So anyway, he said they went out on their boat, but he said they saw another boat while they were out that had like 20 people on it. Well, I instantly had several questions. One, where were they on their boat that they saw a boat with 20 people on it? Because that's a lot of people. I think that might be over the standards unless it's a very, very big boat, like yacht type status. But anyway, I don't know. But anyway, it was 20 people on the boat. And he was like, this is not what we're talking about when we say we're opening up. What do you mean what you're talking about when you say you're opening up? Sir, you just saw that yourself, and it ain't open yet. People doing what they want to do. And that's the thing. The government really has no control over this. People are doing what they want to do. Period. You tell them the beach open, all 5 million people got to go to the beach. Why? Why does it have to be like that? Kind of like brought up all the time. And I understand the whole psychology behind it and stuff, but still, it still is crazy. Maybe we need to get more therapists on deck. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying maybe more therapists will slow down some of the crazy. That's just my personal opinion, you know. My therapist helps my crazy. I'm just saying. Let's just be honest, right? But then so if they're going to start selective surgeries, and by selective surgery, what that means is just any surgery that wasn't necessary for life. So if it's not a life or death situation, then you know. But something else the doctor was talking about was he was talking about a mask, you know, and how you put on, or your gloves, you know, or any of your protective equipment, right? Your personal protective equipment. That's what PPE stands for. But, you know, if you have your own vinyl or latex gloves, you know, whatever you bought and you have at home, or your mask, listen, even if it's one of these handmade, homemade masks, these things have to be washed, people. You can't wear it in and out of a store and in and out of work all day, the same mask. You're defeating the purpose. Let me tell you something about in the medical scientific world. It's either dirty or clean. Now, there are different dirties, there are different cleans, but it's either dirty or clean. If you wore it to Walmart and then to work and then to lunch or to dinner, to pick up dinner, and then you go by Dollar Tree on the way home, and yet you're putting the same mask on every single time you get out of your car, you're not doing what the mask is for. And you are honestly probably more likely to get exposed to viruses and bacteria that way than you would be if you just went in the store, got what you needed to get, got out of the store, sanitized, open your door, sanitize your hands, let your hands dry, don't shake them off or wipe them off, allow your hands to dry, and then get in your car. You're actually exposed to less than if you put this mask off and on 3 or 4 times. Say you go to work and then you go to church, or you go by a store. Same concept. Not only that, one thing every mask has, I don't care if it's a surgical mask like this one I'm holding here. I don't care if it's one of the cloth masks. I don't care if it's an N95 mask. The one thing they all have in common are these ear loops. That's what these are for. They go around your ear, right? Or some of them tie right behind your head. But anyway, the purpose of the strings or the ear loops is so you don't have to touch this part of the mask, people. You don't want to touch this part ever. Just get it out of your mind, right? Never touch the square or rectangle, whatever view you're looking at. Never touch it. Things are dirty or things are clean. The lighter side goes towards your face. Inside of here, there's a metal piece, right? That runs across the top. It runs across the bridge of your nose. Again, this is just your standard surgical mask, whatever. You're going to want to put this over your face, right? You all can see me. But when you put it over your face, sorry, my hands are a little tricky today. But when you put it over your face, you're going to want to put it over your face, behind your ears, then pull down on the corners, and then you're going to want to bridge, touch nothing but the rim on your nose, right? And then you have these 2 corners, you have a tight seal. Bam, there you go. Your mask is on. Okay, people, you see I never touched the yellow part, right? I've efficiently put on a mask. Now, I can run in the store. Okay, say I go in the store, I go to work, or I go wherever it is you have to go. Just running errands, doctor's appointment, whatever, right? You got your mask on. So then you go in the store, you've handled all of your business, okay? If you have a mask on, you may have on gloves. At this point, you've got your gloves and your mask on. You come out of the store, right? The last thing you want to do when you come out of that store is touch your car with the same thing you were just touching in the store with, right? So, okay, now for my immunocompromised people, for those of us that are in the higher probability of getting stuff, we live this way through all of flu season. Pretty much all year, I'm keeping up and monitoring like what is going on, where I'm going, as far as different illnesses, different viruses as we travel, whatever, in the local area. I talk to my doctors regularly. I just keep on top of that stuff because I need to be mindful. But for me, I don't touch anything. So I don't wear gloves when I go out. I don't have to. I don't wear a mask actually when I'm going out now. But I don't go out that much. But I don't wear gloves. So, but if you do, when you come out from handling everything, you need to remove a glove, right? Remove an earlobe, right? Y'all with me? Then you're going to grab, because remember, this hand still has the glove on it. You're going to grab it and fold it in the hand with the glove. Clean hand, remember, it's only clean or dirty. You're going to take this hand, put it down inside of there. You can even put it in backwards if you want to. That's a little uncomfortable for me. Go in like this. Pull the glove off. Dispose of everything. Open your car. Sanitize your hands. Listen to me. I know what I'm saying is crazy, but hear me. At this point, sanitize your hands because you just removed all this stuff. Then put your stuff in your car, right? Then sanitize your hands again. Then get in your car. Hey, Lou. Then get in your car and drive off. Look, this whole getting in your car, taking your mask off, it's in your car. No. Guys. The viruses, whatever it is you were attempting to protect yourself from, you just put it everywhere. If you got it. We have to be smart. And if we understand a clean and dirty system, then we can understand how this works and how to protect ourselves and our families. So, that's it. That's all I got for it. For my immunocompromised people, take somebody with you. Ask a neighbor. Ask somebody to go with you. Yes, put it in the trash can, not on the ground. Not in your car, on the ground. Also, let me tell you something, because Javier did it yesterday when he went to Walmart and when he came back. And he came in the house with his mask on. I saw him when he come in the front door. And I said, excuse me, why you got that mask on coming in the house? He hadn't even thought about it. But Javier's had this mask and ain't washed it. No, that thing got to go in the washing machine. It has to be washed. Also, check the quality of the mask, what it's made out of, because all materials are not the same. All material does not protect the same way. And if what I understand, which, I'm no doctor, but if what I understand what they're saying about the coronavirus and what I know about H1N1 or SARS or different things that have occurred over the years, the one thing I know is that if it can protect you from breathing it out, you're not going to breathe it in. Does that make sense? If you can't spread it, you can't get it. So I think if we just be more mindful about what we're doing, we can protect ourselves and our families more. But anyway, back to Javier. I told Javier, why did he have the mask on? This fella grabs the mask, snatches it off, and stuffs it in his pocket. Y'all, I went nurse real fast. I was medical CDC. Do you understand? I was like, no, this is not what you do. But I had to talk to him because I didn't realize he really didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Who normally knows how to don or undon PPEs? Man, you don't go listen learn that. That's not an English class. You know what I'm saying? So it makes things a little difficult. But when that doctor said that today, I thought about that. How many people really don't know? So I wanted to make sure I gave people an idea of how you're supposed to do it. And the truth is this is all the trash you have. It should be a ball. Both of your gloves and your mask should be able to ball up just like this, guys. Little trash. Put in a trash can. The stuff, they're not meant to be reused. And if you have those pre-made masks, the permanent mask, not the non-disposable mask, that'll be the right word. But the non-disposable mask, if you have those, then you have to wash them and you have to change them. You can't put it on, wear it in a store, take it off, and then wear it at work. You cannot. You can't wear it to work and then to a store. If you wear it, it is dirty. You can't use it again. You using it again is the same thing that if you've got a cut or you're getting some stitches, your doctor just keeps the same gloves on the whole time. From the time they start prepping it until they actually place the sutures. Are you serious? No. No. And all you medical people out there should be educating your families. And family members, y'all should be listening. You don't know. There is one way to do this safely. The medical field's been doing it for years. Listen, learn. It's a good time for that for all of us. You know what I'm saying? The other thing they talked about, they kept bringing up unemployment. They supposedly sent out a whole bunch more money. Should have been come out today. They did it this weekend. So y'all should be seeing something maybe this week some more is what DeSantis was saying. But he's a little tired of talking about it. Y'all, he get real frustrated. You hear me? DeSantis, boy, he had like he gonna throw down that jag gavel. Boom, I'm tired of talking. Boy, he'll get up and walk out the room fast. Yes, sir. He does not mind not listening to y'all. But on some degree, I understand that because he done explained that the system for unemployment was not right? That it was a bad bum deal. It shouldn't have got done. Whoever was the governor of, I don't know if it was Scott or Bush or who, I don't know who it was because I ain't did that, but I really don't care. I've never filed unemployment. I don't even know how it works exactly. But what I do know is whoever did that, it was wrong. So they had to reprogram and restructure an entire system that was supposed to handle like 1,500, and they got 15,000 million. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a big difference and a lot of load on any system. So not that that makes it any easier or less frustrating or aggravating. However, as long as they're doing their best, that's all we can expect. But it really does suck that it's affecting people to the degree it's affecting them because politicians made choices or decisions that weren't in the best interest of us. So whoever the governor was, it doesn't matter, whoever put that system in, the system was not put in for the interests of Floridians, right? Right. Unemployment, guys, is a state, not federal level. So that's why I was specific about Florida. But, oh, yes, ma'am. Look here. Them new babies are where you at. Then they got him flying all the way down to Miami. He's holding force meetings all up in Tallahassee. But hey, he the governor. That's his job. You know what I'm saying? He know what he signed up for. He know what he signed up for, period, point blank. Maybe he'll hurry up and legalize marijuana recreationally in Florida now that this pandemic done happened. I bet he's stressed out. I said it, Ron. Y'all know Governor DeSantis. Anyway, so what are y'all's thoughts? How are you guys feeling? I know there's people on my page with spouses or themselves that are getting unemployment. What's going on? Has anybody seen any money? I know everybody ain't got their stimulus check yet. Yes, y'all. I told y'all I'm hurting. You see how frizzy my hair is. Today has been one of them days. But listen, the one thing that this pandemic has shown is that I don't think any of them are thinking about us. You know, the ones that are having to live every day. You know, we live every day. And for some people it's tougher than others. You know, Julian is an essential person, you know, whatever, an essential employee, or whatever they call them, essential personnel. So he's been working. And I'm aware that there are a lot of Americans that were not affected in the part of the unemployment. I know there are a lot of Americans that are still working that didn't affect. However, y'all, there are a lot of families that are affected by this. And I don't know what we can do individually. Like I know someone and I'm doing all I can to help that person. You know what I'm saying? That is right now waiting on their money. They filed, they're gonna qualify, they just ain't got their check yet, right? So you know what I'm saying? But you just never know. You know what I'm saying? What somebody else is going through. You know, it kind of gets back to my story when I was growing up. Nobody knew what I had been through. To today, there are people that are hearing my story or watched previous videos and have heard my story, and it's the first time they ever had a clue what I was going through while I was in high school. And we're talking 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. So, you know, it's different, and we never know what someone is going through. But I encourage those that are going through, if you don't voice it, they can't know. Does that make sense? No one can assume you need help or that you are having a challenging time. You know, whatever that may be, look, all issues are not financial. Hear me, all issues are not financial. Actually, I think a lot of issues aren't financial. If I'm really honest, I think people deal with a lot of stuff, you know, and we have to make sure that we're mindful. We have to be mindful. You know, it's kind of like when you're driving. If you're a good driver, it's because if you're a good driver, it's because you can watch those driving around you, not because you're so good at watching your car. Most car accidents happen because something happened, not because you actually did something. So it's kind of like that in life, you know. Maybe it's not anything you did. Anyone suffering from this pandemic, nothing that is occurring to them, from getting the illness to losing jobs to businesses closing, no one made that happen. That is no one's fault. And that is the one thing that we all have to remember, that we all got through into that boat together. You know, I mean, everyone was lying. If you look back, the World Health Organization, they didn't weren't 100% forthcoming, but then China wasn't either. So it made a bunch of mess. So maybe you would have done something different. But the thing is, the people that are in the position did it how they thought they should do it. We have to just say, okay, and honestly, what are we going to do about it? Y'all going to run for office? Because there's some of y'all out there, if you ran, I would vote for you. Our family, we could vote for y'all. So you know that's like 8 votes, right? Because it's a bunch of us voting over him. You know, we a whole block vote. Y'all understand me? A whole block vote. But let me help, and I want to say something to all of you guys when we're talking about the coronavirus. Listen, and I know it's been compared to the flu. It's not as bad as the flu. More people dying of this or that. Okay, I understand all of that. And numbers are numbers, right? Facts are facts. However, we have data on all of those things. It is the lack of data that makes the coronavirus a little unnerving I don't want to say scary, but unnerving, and we don't have a lot of understanding because there's not a lot of data. Period. So breathe. Let these people take their time and try to figure stuff out. If you've got family and friends you close to that you are comfortable with, y'all hang out. Some people you can trust that they ain't lying to you. You know, talking about some damn allergies and they really got Rona. You know what I'm saying? But there's people, I have people in our life that know my illness, know my immunity, lack thereof, immune system, who wouldn't put me in jeopardy because they love me. However, when I need to go to the store, it's not their responsibility to take care of me. Do you understand? It's not their responsibility to wipe down all the buggies and do all. I appreciate what they're doing, but look, I'll be happy if they just make every employee wear gloves, every employee can wear a mask, and put, them little plexiglass things up with the money. I don't care. I don't even know that that's needed if they in mask. I mean, I don't understand the overkill because there's some overkill in this. Look, and there are medical people on my page who are saying, yes, there's been some overkill. But listen, people, it's like anything else. There's a little bit of trash left when you come out. But how are you putting your mask on and are you changing them out during the day? You cannot wear, I'm going to say this again, guys, you can't wear the same mask all day. You can't wear the same mask to work, to Winn-Dixie, Publix, Walmart, home. And then back out to do something else that you forgot to do earlier. No, you can't just leave the mask in the cup holder of your car and throw it on every time you get out of the car and throw it back in that cup holder every time you get back in your car. Listen, people. If you want to pick up corona, you just put it all over everybody you know and you're around. Because they say that stuff it can live on surfaces and in the air for hours. Come on, guys. We have to be smart. It's a lot of common sense required to navigate this pandemic. And it's usually common sense that navigates most medical and scientific issues because the truth is, until you get data, you don't have any evidence, right? So that means if there's no evidence, then that means everything is common sense up to that point. So listen, be smart. Remember, it's a clean or dirty system. Once it's been used, it's dirty. You cannot make it clean again unless you dispose of it and get a new one or wash it and sanitizing it. And listen, people that are just washing your cloth mask that you're buying, that does not clean that mask well enough for you to wear it again if you were exposed to any viruses or bacteria. If that mask was exposed to any virus, any bacteria, washing it in your washing machine with your regular clothes does not kill that virus or bacteria. Now, there are some exceptions, but for the most part, it does not kill it. So when you dry that mask and put it back on, or hand dry them, because I've seen some that say they can't go in the dryer, right? You got to hang dry them. Those are even less clean because they didn't get the heat from the dryer. Come on, people. Now, I know y'all smarter than that. But I'm telling you what's going on, what I'm seeing. Don't make no sense, y'all. But we can't get little stuff like that together, but we up here screaming about Trump and DeSantis. Let me tell y'all what I always was told. Clean up around your own front door before you go try to tell somebody else what to do with theirs. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, what are you going to do? It is that easy, guys. And please, people, stop buying up everything. Y'all know love bugs is here, right? So love bug season is upon us. Guess what's next, y'all? June 1st. hurricane season, and y'all out here buying up everything. Why y'all buying everything? They still ain't no toilet paper. Come on now, y'all. Seriously, quit that. That's too much. You know, everybody come up on a schedule. Maybe that's what DeSantis should do. I got an idea. Ron DeSantis or anybody might hear this to see him. Listen, I got an idea. Alphabetize shopping days. So A through L go out Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. M through Z go out Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, Sunday. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then let the first responders have Sundays. I'm just saying, right? Y'all ain't gotta agree with me, but I'm just trying to help them come up with some stuff. Maybe we can get some stuff done a little faster. Y'all, I'm sorry I'm moving so much, but I'm having a day with my RA, my hips. Ooh, it's been a day. That's all I'm gonna say. My hands, well, my hair look like a big old frizzy ball. Y'all ain't nothing, ain't no water on it. Nothing. But yeah, so I was like I said, I did watch the thing with Tampa General Hospital today, and I watched the thing yesterday with Cleveland down in Miami, at Cleveland Clinic. So I mean, it looked like he's talking to the people. You know, those are some pretty, you know, educated people that he's talking to, and people that really have an understanding of what's going on. You know, medically. You know, you look at the medical field, and medically, there are some things that all of us just know. They're just standard stuff. You know, it's like a SOP, just standard operating procedures. Anyone who's ever been in medicine or in a hospital or any type of clinic or facility, there's just certain things you know and you learn. Everybody, even down to the house, the people that clean up and keep it clean, know how to don and apply PPEs. So I encourage all of you guys, please talk to your family, your friends, your children. If your children are out of the home, talk to them. Make sure they're putting stuff on right. You know what I'm saying? No matter what they're using, make sure they're applying it correctly. The center part should never be touched, guys. You don't need to touch it. Even when you pull it down under your chin, you can pull the bottom. When you bend it on your nose, you can just bend the top if you have this little piece, you know, it's just a little metal. It's metal, and it just conforms to your nose. But yeah, so let's make sure we're doing that. Y'all, I took some notes tonight. That's why I keep looking over here to the side about what I was looking at and wanted to talk about. But yes, as far as them opening up everything, look. Every time something happens and occurs, listen, every time something happens and occurs, there are always test dummies. Every antibiotic, every cure for any disease, there was always a group of testies. Test dummies, that's what I'm going to call them, period. Now, they have pushed us forward. So in their sacrifice, we are better, right? So I appreciate that. I hope we appreciate that. However, I will not be a test dummy for Corona. I will not. And I encourage all of you to hear this. Don't be the test dummy. Wait a minute. Just wait a minute. You done been sat down this long if you've been listening. So, and us that been sitting this long are the ones that's tired. But if you've been sitting this long, what's 2-3 more weeks? I say 3 weeks because it's going to need 1 week to spread good if it's going to spread. But we're coming up on summer, so a lot of the viral stuff going away anyway. But y'all are worried about that snapback in the fall. That's going to be the telltale story. Oh, Lord, people commenting. Oh, you sure right. Misha, you dropped a roll in this. Don't waste it. Really, Paige. Well, I know you know a lot about that. You work with a lot of different companies. But the Cleveland Clinic press conference yesterday, I was really impressed. I was not unimpressed with Tampa General today, but yesterday was a good conference. I know that's right. Hey, Misha, dry. Look, if it gets serious, put the blow dryer to it, right? Ooh, Lord. No, we got but you know what? It just don't make any sense. But yeah, we have to. And why did you boo me, Rosalind? What you booing about? I didn't see that comment when it came in, so I don't know what the boo was for. But so the other thing I wanted to talk about tonight was I wanted to talk about the way trauma is recalled. Because I think a lot of times, oh yes, and I think a lot of times, even with those with PTSD, and I can talk about my husband has combat PTSD, so when I think about it, how you recall the trauma affects your response. I was thinking about when I was telling my story and I was talking about the day in court when the man that victimized me pled out and they walked out of the courtroom. Well, when that occurred, and I was thinking about that. I honestly thought for a long time that he got like 10 years, right? House arrest. I knew he didn't go to jail, and I knew that it was because, he's a snitch. So I knew that's why he didn't get any jail time, because someone had told me the truth about what he was doing even before I read it in the court documents. So anyway, when I looked at it and saw where he only got 2 years, guys, 2 years. Wow. Now, mind you, he didn't plead to the initial charges. The initial charges were 2 counts of sexual battery and 9 counts of lewd and lascivious with that, and they had the age and all that after it. But he actually pled out and pled to 11 lewd and lascivious, right? So the sexual battery came off the table. So of course he wouldn't have done as much time anyway. But 2 years? Y'all. And we up here worried about marijuana. But I didn't cry, y'all. I don't cry. I can't help it. Sometimes I cry, but I don't cry that often. I don't know why. I didn't cry that day when my mother walked out of that courtroom with him. I didn't cry. Even after she got on the elevator with him, I did not cry. So I want to encourage those of you who are dealing with trauma that you are currently processing. No matter the trauma, where it comes from, trauma is trauma. And every one of us has a different level of what is trauma for us. Every one of us are different, and we have to remember that. I'm not any stronger than anyone else. The truth is, I deal with it differently, right? I process it differently. I respond. I have responded differently to my childhood traumas. My trauma responses and PTSD responses do not look like Julian, right? Or anyone else's. Just like our traumas are individualized, our responses are individualized. And we, as the person going through the trauma, and those around us, have to always remember that. Just because you read a book, look, there are just the statistics, there are numbers, where they got evidence, data they collected that says this many people respond this way, this many people respond this way. It's different. For instance, my sister, Leslie, that is, passed away, my younger sister, she she did not process us going into foster care and different things the way I did. But she had a different life. Leslie had cerebral palsy. Leslie, after she had her twins, was diagnosed as bipolar, borderline schizophrenic. She had a multiple personality disorder. She was on different medications, but we responded differently. Me, I was just, and still am. I just get mad. Do you understand me? I get infuriatingly mad fast, very fast. I don't care where I am. I do. I get angry very fast at certain things. Now, everything don't make me mad. I can laugh and joke about stuff that'll make most people mad. But I have certain things that are just triggers for me. So, exactly. And you know what, Paige? The funny thing is that, we weren't even that close in school. But as adults and on Facebook, we chat all the time and we see a lot of things the same way. And there's a lot of times when I'm like, you should have punched them in their face. You know what I'm saying? But that's not who you are. And I have to respect that. And I appreciate that because it helps me sometimes, because responding the way I always want to is not correct. Misha, Roslyn, you've been keeping me level for years. I'm a little special. It's a job being around me sometimes. But, I want to talk, I really want people to understand that there's no right or wrong way to process trauma. However, you cannot cause trauma because you're processing trauma. Does that make sense? You cannot cause trauma to those around you because you are processing your trauma. And I think that's why we have to get help. You have to get you a counselor, a therapist. That don't mean you need medication. That does not mean that you're going to like the first therapist you sit down with. Look, it's like personalities. Do you understand? I've had a lot of different therapists. I saw my first psychotherapist when I was 5 years old at Sunnyland, where Tucker Charlie is now, was 5. So I've had a lot of therapists. I have a therapist now. You're not always going to have good personality or good chemistry. Sometimes you need a different therapist. But sometimes you don't like that therapist because that therapist challenges you to see you. I did that too. But you have to see you to process trauma. It doesn't mean that you were wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. I don't care that he called me from under that tree and made a deal with me so that he wouldn't start sexually assaulting my sister. Just because he made that deal with me and I said yes, does that mean I wasn't a victim anymore? Are you kidding me? I was 14 years old. He manipulated and used me. So listen, even if you feel guilty for your trauma, you have to face the reality of what happened. Part of overcoming trauma, the biggest part, y'all, of overcoming trauma is just facing it. That's the hardest part. because we run. Y'all know for so many years and for so long, I didn't tell my story. I didn't talk about it. There were those that knew. Rosalind knew. There were people in my life that know my entire story. But everybody didn't. But I acted out. There's people right now that cannot stand me. They don't like my attitude. They don't like my personality. They don't like the way I say things. They don't like all kinds of stuff about me because guess what? My husband tells me all the time, so I'm aware, I'm abrasive. Look, I'm better than I used to be. I'm a work in progress. I am not nowhere near as abrasive as I used to be. Nowhere near it. But that is how I protect myself, guys. That's my protective mechanism. I'm going to get it all together, y'all, but that's how I protect myself. Because of the trauma I've been through that no one was aware, that very few were aware of. Because I didn't want to have to explain it. It was just easier instead of facing the reality, right, of what my life was as far back as I can remember, from how things were with my mother as a child to when she got married, to when I went in the military, to different types of things that happened. My life, every one of those things came with a bag. And every one of those phases came with a step as me being able to be at peace, guys. I am so at peace. I am at peace. Like, I can't explain peace. Do you understand? I'm good. But it took me. I was 5, I'm 43. So I was about, I say the last, since I got sick in 2016, I really slowed down. So from the age of 5, for 30 years, y'all, 35 years. For 35 years, I've been taking care of me. I have been building protective walls since I was 5 years old. You know how old I was when I stopped building those walls? 2016, when I had my heart attack. And the only reason I stopped building those walls is because it was build the walls or die. If I build the walls and die, I could build the walls and die, or I could learn. I could learn to not live with anything, but I could learn to let it go. And I can tell my story now without getting angry, without crying. Now, I may tear up because some of it just don't make any sense. And as a mother, some of the stuff I went through, y'all, hurt me. Like, I don't get it. But I love my family. I have been blessed beyond understanding or deserving. I am blessed, y'all. But now it's time. It's time for me to help others because I am now strong. But that came through all of the trials, the tribulations, the hell I went through because I did it to myself. Y'all, I chose to date men I had to fight. I looked for their ass. I chose to deal with people that did illegal activities. I chose to do something myself. Y'all, it's just life. But I made very poor choices that God, through his grace and mercy, kept me from. I don't never judge nobody, but there's certain things I do not tolerate. And there's very few things I won't honestly speak on. But I encourage everyone to understand strength doesn't look the same for everybody. I have a she and I were friends. We've been friends for a while, but she is hands down the most nurturing. Do y'all hear me? I said nurturing. I didn't say good, great, fun. Nurturing mother, woman I have ever met in my life. Y'all, she is phenomenal. It is such a strength for her family because of who she is as a nurturer. Man, I couldn't do that if I had to. If Summer and Jonathan and Bryson and Kyra and Javier and Shay and God forbid Zane need that nurturing, baby, I ain't got it. I think I might got a drop or two because I had children, but no, it ain't got nothing to do with having children being nurturing. Second of all, I don't believe they go hand in hand. I think some people just have it. They are natural nurturers. And they get the best out of people. Y'all know that? Nurturing people get the best out of others. I am not. And I don't even need that. You want to hug me and take care of me, I got to let you go because I don't need all that. That's too much. I need you just to sit down. If I'm crying, I don't need a hug. I'll let you know if boo, stay in your corner. You know what I'm saying? But we're all different. And I just encourage y'all to, if you watch this now or if you see this later, yes, that's a good word, Paige. Empath. Yep. But if you're watching this later, I want you to understand that your trauma, and I understand, look, there are all areas of trauma too. It could be in your home. It could be on your job. It could be at church. It could be anywhere, guys, that trauma can occur. But the first thing you have to do is be honest about what the trauma was, what occurred, and have a real conversation with yourself. From there, I encourage you to have a real conversation. Oh, hey, sweetie. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you can watch it back. But as far as, after you process it, right? Think it all through in your mind, right? Deal with it. Then what you have to do is allow yourself and those around you the ability to help you. You cannot cut them off and you cannot cause trauma to someone else because you went through trauma. That's why they say all of this generational stuff with your kids. Oh, if your parents did it to you, you'll do it. That does not have to be. Those are choices. It does not have to be that way. Those are choices. Now, you may do some things alike because, hey, all parents aren't all wrong, and they're not all right. Some are just more wrong. You know what I'm saying? There's a balance. But you don't do those things. But if your trauma causes you to inflict trauma on those around you, you are going to destroy your relationships with them. So you have to process trauma, you have to be mindful and you have to have a plan of how you plan to attack it. And you have to stick to it, even when you're tired or you don't want to, or you don't feel like it. If you don't want to get a counselor, okay, that's up to you. but you're probably going to need help processing your trauma. But the truth is, you must trust whoever you are seeking counseling from. You don't necessarily have to like everything they say to you, because sometimes, boy, they can rub you the wrong way. But hey, that's their job, right? They are there to make us see ourselves. So, hey, I don't mind that. I like to get what I give. You can treat me the way I am and I'm happy. Be straight front, honest, just say what you got to say with me and I'm good. But if you don't want to get a counselor, you have to start processing this. Talk in your phone, take notes, dictate it, get your little tape recorder, talk through what your trauma is, what you've been through. After that, listen back. See if you missed anything, because trauma sometimes come back in pieces. And one thing will trigger something else. You know, it's a process, like I said. And from there, you come up with a plan on how you're going to get past it or what you're going to change in your life. You know, I only got 4 minutes left tonight, so I'm going to cut off here. But on Wednesday, I'm going to talk about some of the ways my trauma as a child and had affected me as a young adult and as a mother and as a wife. So I'm going to be real open and candid. So I hope you guys will come back. Again, I'm going to say this again. Clean, it's clean or it's dirty. If you've worn it, gloves or a mask, you cannot wear it again unless you sanitize it or get a new one. They're disposable for a reason, guys. Just saying. But yeah, so I will see you guys on Wednesday. Y'all have a great day tomorrow. I want you guys to enjoy your time with your family, because it looks like some people are going to have to get back to work. We know the kids aren't going back. They'll do distant learning the rest of the year. So that's one area. All of my teacher friends, y'all get to kick back a little bit, but y'all still ain't relaxing. You're still working. So it's a little different. But all of my friends, family, and loved ones, hey, it's in healthcare. Y'all know we love y'all. I don't miss it. I miss medicine, but I'm glad I'm not out there during this pandemic. They'd send me home anyway. But y'all take care. If you have any questions or comments or anything, please post and leave them. I'll try to respond. Other than that, I'll see y'all on Wednesday. Good night.